What's up everyone, I'm Baron. If you like this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe and follow for more. As you can see, we're changing out the stock sway bar, rear sway bar, with the white line 22mm sway bar with the heavy duty links. Now let me tell you, this is not an easy task. This is rather difficult. But getting straight into it, as you can see, this is the old sway bar with the bushings there. As you can see, the muffler is in the way, so if you have an aftermarket exhaust, which I do not at the moment, it's probably best to take the muffler off and give yourself a little bit of easier access. You will have to take one of the little A-frame sort of things that goes around the sway bar, as you can see there, so you have to take that out. That is the heat shield, so you have to take that off, and then you have to take the bolt off of the actual bushing itself. Those are the old end links, and on the inside of the bolt you will see that there's like a fitting for a Allen key, so you got to like get a spanner in there. If you have a ratchet spanner, that would work just as good. Like, I don't have ratchet spanners at the moment, but it is what it is. At the moment I'm trying to take that heat shield off. I've got the heat shield off, so I'm trying to get those bushings out. At the moment, this is not an easy task undertaking, like the tools that I have and the way I'm doing it. If you have a jack and you can get it further off the ground, do that. I just wanted to get this done nice and quick, but it didn't really make it quick, did it? So during this whole process, you know, it's a good learning curve to get to know your car, have a look at the underneath if you have a little bit of damage, and it's probably a good note to say that you should wear some form of eye protection, like clear eye protection, because it is a little bit dirty down there, and probably have some illumination in there, which I do have a light, but I don't know where it is. So this whole process probably took me like an hour and a half, 2 hours. It is, you know, rather tedious trying to get in there behind the brakes. If you wanted to do a little bit faster, you could take the wheels off and actually take the brakes off, but I just want to do it this way and just get it done. So with the actual sway bar itself, we'll show you in a little bit of footage later, but the actual sway bar ends should be facing sort of down. As you can see, if you have a look at the sway bar on one side, if you turn it over, it goes up and then they go down. But other than that, it's pretty simple to put in, and hopefully it makes the ride a little bit better. So here you can see the sway bar has been removed, and honestly, I cannot be more happier that this is done, but I'm also dreading having to reinstall the new one. I mean, it is what it is, but those little things there, if you take those out, it makes it a lot easier, because when I put mine in, I had the end links already on. I mean, you can put them on while, you know, there you put the sway bar in by itself and then put the end links on. But I thought it'd be much easier. It looks like I've had some damage to my exhaust pipe, because I did get hit in the rear, quite a while ago, and I didn't have a look underneath, but it's going to get changed out anyway, so I don't really care. But again, there's a little bit of room there. If you take the muffler out, there'll be a lot more. I've got that other A pillar out because it's just going to be much easier to get everything in, so I can set it in place and then put that other pillar back in where it's supposed to go. And again, make sure you wear some sort of eye protection in there, because it does get a little dirty. So here you can see the sway bar, and what I was talking about before, where the ends go down, you want those ends to look like that. You want them to face downwards, you don't want them to face upwards, and you want your end links on the end of the sway bar in that second hole. Apparently the one behind it is the same setting as the stock standard sway bar. If you were to get the front one, it has 3 holes, like a soft, medium and hard. I did take it for a drive and it wasn't too bad. So we've finally got it installed. As you can see, the links are on, the sway bar's in, the links are not fully done up. Now, I didn't do the links up from under the car because it was quite difficult, and for some reason I was getting a little claustrophobic and anxious. So do note that that heat shield has to come off in order to put on your little lateral stops, so that those little like brass looking things, they go up against your sway bar bushings as well. So it's probably best to use a torque wrench under there. I don't have a torque wrench, so I did it to the best of my ability. Also, I've heard that you have to make sure it's completely centered, the sway bar. I did the best I could, put it in place, got everything in, and honestly, this is probably one of the most difficult tasks. If you really want to get good or do this an easier way, if you're good at taking your car apart, taking the brake calipers off is probably the better option, but I took my wheels off, as you can see here, and I was able to reach in there with the Allen key wrench and a spanner. I did have socket wrenches, spanners, but I actually lost one, like ring spanners, and I've got to go get some ratchets, so that would be something that would be useful.
There's no denying what we want. There's no denying what we want. Playing games, no. There's no denying what we want. There's no denying.
I know, right? Gross. I don't have my shoes on. I don't know. I like not having shoes on. So everything's all done. We're going to put these lateral links in. They are quite, touchy. With the Allen key that you get with it, it's probably best that you use your own because it does flog out pretty easily. I was trying to tighten mine up and it just sort of spun, and that was it. That was the end of the Allen key wrench. But as you can see, links are all tightened up, all done up as like hard as I could get them to go. There's your bushings in. I got my bushing in, and I've got to take that heat shield off now so I can put the lateral link in, which I probably should have thought of earlier. So we'll get these in and we'll show you the end result with those actually on the sway bar. So it's all installed. Overall, I would say this is probably one of the number 2 hardest things I've ever had to install in my car. The first one would be the silence chamber and possibly even the blow-off valve, but definitely this does look good. It also feels really great when you're driving as well. Like you can sort of subtly notice the differences. Everyone says, you know, you'll notice an immediate difference and it'll be harder and it'll be better. It's noticeable. It's not like completely entirely noticeable, but it is subtly noticeable, and it does make a good difference. We're going to do more of this stuff. If you want to help towards this, I have to take it out of my own funds, or you can help by giving a donation. I don't care, it doesn't matter. But I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, comments and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.